Question 1474. What is the worst place you have fallen asleep?
At the steering wheel.
What?
At the steering wheel.
Don't say that.
Probably the worst place. It's not for long. I didn't crash, but yeah, definitely was gone for a good 10 seconds or so. Like.
That's not a good place to fall asleep. I can't deny I may well have fallen. Are you pretending to be asleep? Jenny.
Worst place I ever fell asleep was behind the wheel of my car on a road that was very high up a bluff side where I had nothing but solid rock on one side and solid air on the other.
Did you learn to fly?
No, I didn't. I survived it, and it was quite the eye-opening experience.
I bet. Ox says, at the beach at low tide. Clockwork Rex says, in the yard. Tusk says, in the back of a van that was then driven into the Zubug... What? You were on that ferry? No, that's a place. Shit. Gary says, driving a car. Uhan says, don't have an exciting answer, just an uncomfortable floor or something. Nerdy says, no, I'm awake now. Dog says, in my girlfriend's mum's bed. True story. We might need more. Harmonica Man says, in a snow shelter. Gary says, falling asleep while having sex would be bad. Okay, I didn't remember my answer. I didn't remember an answer. I've done that. So
that does not surprise me in the least.
Oh, sleeping drugs are a bitch.
I have went to before my dad went out to either Afghanistan or Iraq. I can't remember what it was. It was one or the other. And we went to the army base and got very, very drunk. And I got my mate to lift me, and I got home and I went out the front for a smoke, and then went back into the house and didn't want to wake the girlfriend at the time, so I stripped off, lay down on the sofa, and passed out. And I woke up the next morning about 7 in the morning with about 60 missed calls and 100 messages, and my mother and the girlfriend and everyone looking for me because the next door neighbor had left his front door open for the dog. And I walked into his house and I got lay down on his sofa and went to sleep. Two fucking houses exactly the same as each other, beside each other. God damn it.
That's brilliant. Tusk is an illegal immigrant. That's that video online from the guy that was woken up and looking like Beetlejuice in someone's house. Tusk says, I fell asleep in a van after a party, woke up on the lower parking deck of the ferry going to Holland. It took me 2 days to get back to the UK with no money or passport. I hid in a lorry. So basically, he's an illegal immigrant.
Same Scottish people.
Never Again says, sunbathing one spring. It only took an hour for me to fry my entire back and legs. Ox says, if you fall asleep during sex, dude, you ain't doing something right. It's drugs, usually. Manda.
Fallen asleep on stream before?
I was gonna say I've fallen asleep on Math Pig stream before.
I've also fallen asleep behind the wheel too, though. So either way,
I might have drifted off. But there's no fun story about that. Woken up all of a sudden. Shit! I think I need to stop. Mike.
I've been trying to think, but I've never really fallen asleep in anywhere unusual, or I think.
You never go to parties at university.
I remember once. Yeah, I do remember a time when I was out drinking with some of my friends, and I fell asleep on a pool table. That was a long time ago.
I've slept on a pool table because there wasn't anywhere else to sleep.
Bathtub works too.
Yeah, very long. Tusk says, did you see the video of the Scousers who found an immigrant in the luggage hold of their bus coming back from a European game? They gave him a jacket and 20 quid. That's brilliant. Brainbug says, well driving. Jeff, did he run away? I wasn't checking the messages.
He said he'd be right back.
He did.
Purple. It's quite disturbing that there's quite a number of people who have fallen asleep at the wheel of a car.
Well, that's why it's... I mean, don't forget, it's the reason they advertise this. On the motorways at night, there are signs everywhere saying, take a break. There's a reason
that
for
was that was what... When I said it was a real eye-opener, that's what I meant. Is yeah. I did not feel myself to be that tired at all.
No.
And it was just... And I was just suddenly out.
Oh, dear.
It was quite... It's happened twice since as well.
And do you think you should still be driving?
No, the last 2 times I know that I was very tired, but I didn't expect that only driving 5 miles was going to be a problem.
Dog says, Jesus fell asleep on the cross. Silly man. He got 3 days sleep out of it. Poor hippie must have been shattered.
Oh, jeez.
Purple.
Yeah, I've often fallen asleep driving, although that was not the worst place I've ever fallen asleep. The worst place I ever fell asleep was when I was a teenager, falling asleep on the couch in my parents' living room.
Yeah?
Because my foster brother picked me up, put me in the car, and before I really realized what was going on, we were on the highway because my brother was an over-the-road trucker and needed help when he was in the next state. What? So my foster brother drove me out there, basically kidnapped me and delivered me to my older brother, and the only way I could get home was working for him for 3 months on his truck.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What did your parents say?
Oh, my mom thought it was a great experience for me.
Oh, just kidnapping.
Like,
go for
yeah,
it.
How about fucking asking me if this is what I want to do with my summer?
What the fuck? That's insane. I would be nervous to go to sleep on anyone's sofa again. In fact, I'd be nervous to go to sleep in a room without a lock.
I have said that I largely survived my childhood by being good at hiding.
I would not trust my siblings for the rest of their days.
No.
I don't trust most of them. There's actually only one of them that I think I would say that I really trust in most situations, and that's out of 8.
Out of 8. That's not good. Gio says, fell asleep while driving a tank. Went off the road and took out a few trees. Dog says, I once fell asleep with my head in between my wife's legs. Another true story. May have done that. My lady friend fell asleep on the back of my motorcycle. That's kind of disconcerting.
Oh, yeah.
I've not fallen asleep, but I had to. I suppose I had to take a snooze in a lay-by with just using my jacket or something as a fucking pillow for about an hour or two because it was late at night coming back. I was really fucking tired, nowhere near home, and nowhere near nothing resembling a service station in fucking sight.
Mm.
Sounds
that was
fun.
That was because I was riding a motorcycle because I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep on the fucking and come off if I don't stop.
That's not good. I can't imagine coming off a bike.
I've come off a number of times off a bike. Took a good took a layer of skin off my leg once. So a lot of fun that was.
No. Tusk says, I fell asleep in a ditch in Kettering on exercise. It rained. That's when I discovered exactly what ditches were for. Sleeping. Then he says, let's all kidnap Purple. And never again says, I can relate Purple. I don't trust mine either.
To be honest, you could have just stopped the answer at Kettering there.
Okay. Only Canadians are allowed to kidnap me, and only if they promise to take me to the Royal Tyrrell Museum.
That seems very, very specific for I'm not convinced you will find your perfect kidnapper.
Well, I mean, they can kidnap me and do what they want after that. I just, got to make that one stop.
Randy says, I have too many weird... It's on your bucket list. I have too many weird stories to share right now. The back of a van in front of the White House?
I know there's certain people that I have had to it's not so much where you go to sleep, but being around certain people where you had to be a bit careful.
Oh yeah, and always be careful who you drink with.
Yes. We did something actually to a friend of ours, but he normally he's quite blooming loud or whatever. He went out like a light in the pub one day. We got the felt tip marker on, and we just wrote the word "twat" on his head. And then he slept through that. So then everyone then started colouring him in. So he got the glasses, the tash, and a little cartoon dick drawn going into his mouth. And by the time we're done with him, he looked like he had a really fucked up Samoan tribal tattoo. He slept through the fucking lot of it.
Well, the worst we did to a guy was cover him from head to toe in fucking Emac hair removal cream, and he went for a shower the next morning. We told him he got lucky the night before and he must have caught something. Fuck, he panicked. That was hilarious.
Brilliant.
So proud of
that. Gary says he took a nap on the freeway and someone called an ambulance on him.
Well, yeah.
Why would you call an ambulance when someone stopped at the side of the road for a nap?
Well, he didn't say on the side of the road. He said on the freeway.
By the freeway.
If I found somebody asleep on the highway, I think I would probably call an ambulance.
That's not good. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.